So going on live. Sir, and one of the moderators is going to um, ask some of the questions. So he should be on any minute. And he's pretty much going to make the tone of the chat. I'm hoping that the other channels can come on, and my favorite people, my favorite subscribers that come on. But it is Sunday, so people are often doing other things. Hello, everybody. Is my moderator here yet? He's supposed to be asking questions, but anybody can ask questions. Today, we went out to cemetery to do EVPs. Hi, Sean. Can you start us off with a question to set the chat, to set the topic of the chat? So anyway, did EVP today. Gonna go live at another cemetery in the next couple days. Going to take more videos for shorts. I can, if someone requests me go to a cemetery in Illinois, I can go to one around the Chicago area as long as it's not downtown Chicago. What has been the hardest to get into, Sean Ginger? I don't remember. Do you remember? Let's go to, what is that? What do you mean? What does that mean? So anyway, gonna do some more shorts. I can go to cemeteries around Chicago. I want to go to the Showman's Rest, which has an elephant that's buried because there was some kind of circus train accident. And there's a huge elephant statue. Mr. Ed the horse. I didn't really read that much about that. Oh, it's 9 hours away. Yeah, I meant a few hours away. I'm talking about in the next few months. 9 hours is more than a day trip. But that would definitely be something to see eventually. The schedule works around it. Hi, Scotty. Hi. I've been thinking, Scotty, that I wish I had some interesting historical stuff for you to comment on, but I haven't seen anything historical. Haven't seen a lot of military people either. But hopefully I'll find something soon because you always have a lot of information and good comments. It's nice to see you. So it's just like casual, ask a question if you want. Oh, thanks. Ask questions if you want. What has been the oldest one you've been to? I don't know what the oldest established one is, but I do know that there's a cemetery not on Google Maps called Zarley, Zarley Cemetery in Joliet, Illinois. Oh, thank you so much, Scotty. It's nice to see you. I like you. That cemetery has the oldest birthday I've ever seen, which was a woman named Ruth who was born in 1795. I know that Moons Point Cemetery is very old as well, but these cemeteries are named after the person who was first buried there or one of the first families buried there. So But Zarley has a lot of historical stuff. It's across the street from some kind of church. I don't remember what kind of church. Yeah, Zarley had to cross the street, had jaywalked, park in the church parking lot and jaywalk. It's on a little bit of a hill. It's on a little bit of a hill. But that has the oldest birthday I've ever seen. From my understanding, that there's even older great or cemeteries, but they're more on the East Coast. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense historically, but it's just the way it is. In Pennsylvania, they have a cemetery that has the people from the Mayflower buried there. So I think that's a lot older than down here. I'm not sure. I mean, from what I've noticed, but historically, how the states got started, the order they were in, and who went what where first, I don't know. But Zarley, I didn't really pick up on any bad energy. It was pretty mellow, peaceful, not that many trees. So, ask another question. What was the creepiest one? Well, that's a hard one to answer because there's like top 10 in Illinois and everybody says they're the creepiest. I've been scared at every cemetery, so it's not about that. But there's one that absolutely 100% freaks me out, period, from the environment to just the vibe, which is, and I have not spent a lot of time there, maybe 3-4 hours max there. Different visits is a Bohemian National Cemetery in Braywood, Illinois. I went there with Cemetery Views one of the times, and I was doing an EVP, and Everett's like, I don't really like that voice, and I was like, well, it's a demon. The voice that you don't like is a demon. And we kept hearing similar voices like that throughout the cemetery, and it was creepy. I wasn't really creeped out till Everett pointed out how he felt. I've done EVP in there many, many times. I did SLS in there. It just has a really creepy vibe, like something no good is in there. It's also isolated. Every single side of the cemetery is covered by some kind of, trees. And the road from the cemetery to the main street is very long. Also, that's another cemetery where the gates get locked off and on throughout, day and night. So it's not near town. It's not near in town, but the vibe is scary. Picked up on demons. When I deal with demons a lot, I'll tell them sometimes the only reason why I'll tell the demon, the only reason why you're mad is because I'm here and you just want to be alone. You want to be all by yourself. Now, I don't know if that's true, but the demons all by themselves, because they're always where people don't visit. Most of the time, if you run into a demon, it's because you're not where you're supposed to be. It's somewhere that not a lot of people visit. You might get unlucky and it be in your house or something. But most of the time, it's where people don't really visit. Or satanic areas where they do rituals. So, or a place like where you really shouldn't be, basically. So, I think I got part of that idea off of Everett. Sorry about the joking. I didn't think the heater vent was going to make me choke like this. Ask another question, Sean. Good questions. What do you think is the most dangerous you've been to? The most dangerous? I'm not sure. I don't know the answer to that question. Almost every cemetery has some kind of danger. The most dangerous one, if I just had to guess off the top of my head, would be Aux Sable Cemetery in Minooka, Illinois, or I think it's Minooka. And there was a property next to the cemetery that was for sale. And I'm from Boston. Sky's from Boston, so there's a ton of historical cemeteries. Yes, there's a Native American burial in Joliet called Mound Cemetery, and it's not just the Native American mound burial. It has the cemetery that was established on top of it in the 1800s, and there's some kind of like war soldiers, and it's historical. There's also in Joliet, they have a lot of Native American mounds, and from a distance, it just looks like a hill, and you drive by and it's nothing. But if you know what it is, there's a plaque at the bottom of the mound. But otherwise, it looks like you're just driving past regular scenery in town. But the Mound Cemetery has some metal slabs, and there's a soldier buried under there, but a tree has lifted one of the slabs, and you can see the brick room inside it if you have the proper lighting. I got a video of it, but it's not clear at all. Somebody may not see it. But it's a brick room, and one side has an opening to the other side, but it's all made out of brick. Now, the part that I seen that was lifted by a tree has no body or casket in it. So I don't know if it was removed at some point, or if there was nothing in there, or if multiple people were put on the other side. So who knows? Maybe nobody's in there anymore. That one went a little deeper than 6 feet. Maybe it's like 8 feet deep. And it's about 3 burial plots wide. Do you think, Sean, do you think that there's anyone buried at Ironworks? Oh, yeah. I think it's called Ironworks. I'm so sorry. It's an abandoned iron mill or factory, whatever you call it back then. And I think it was in the 1930s. It became a city park, because I wouldn't call it a city park, it might be a state park. What happened was the city was looking for a place for a new park, and they needed to find a property that had a lot of land, and they got a hold of the owner who owned this abandoned ironworks and bought the property. But instead of getting rid of all the concrete, because it's almost all concrete and metal, the city said, well, maybe this will be an attraction and bring more to the local economy by having people visit this place, leaving it as a ruins. So there are parts that look like Roman ruins. That had a lot of accidents. Not only, there was a lot of people that fell in the furnace. So those people are there. I don't know if their ashes are still there. But back then they didn't recover bodies like they do now. And a lot of time they wanted the next person to take over and keep working. So sometimes they just left the body where it was at unless it was somehow affecting the equipment. Oh yeah, be quiet. So the ironworks. So people fell in the furnace. A lot of people got hurt, but a lot of them were children as well, or young adults. And then the living conditions were rough because it's Illinois. Illinois gets every season. Like going to the West Coast, like the state of Washington, I would have to say they really only feel 2 seasons, which is spring and fall. They don't get the major weather temperatures like Illinois will feel every season, feels every single season. So there was a lot of people that died, went hungry, all kinds of things. Most of the deaths were accident related. There's no cemetery saying exactly where they were. And like I said, back then they didn't keep track of bodies the way they do now. You know, just like in the 1800s, they probably didn't really keep track of the bodies at all. So yeah, there's people buried there, had their remains there, died there. Thank you for the thumbs up. Lots of underage kids working back then. Yes, you're right. And America wants to say, oh, these countries had child labor. Well, so did America during the Depression. The kids no one could take care of them. They had to feed themselves. And basically, the bosses back then usually housed them and fed them. So they were complete 100% slave the whole day. So, anyway, I want to find a cemetery that has like a lot of children and see what that's like. See what the stones look like and the vibe. The only thing I know is a mass grave with fetuses and infants that had to do a doctor who did mass abortions. And that's in Indiana. The prison cemetery, did you feel anything from that place? It was real mellow. But I did turn on the EVP and I asked if the prisoners liked being around a woman. There was some laughing on the EVP, and I asked if anyone wanted to confess anything. That didn't happen. What I felt was more, sorry, it's the heat. What I was feeling was more like, I don't know the word, but like these people committed crimes. They were sitting in prison, but they get to be in a nice cemetery with a headstone, and a lot of people don't get any of those options. Paid by the state, which is taxpayers' money. And the stones were nice, and I looked on the internet for how much stones cost. Now, the first gravestone was in the 1930s. I think it was 1937. Goes to 1970s. So it was probably cheaper, but today one of those stones go for like 500 to 1,000 without being engraved. So I was more like, I don't know if these people deserve this. And it made me feel like other people should get their funerals and stones covered by the state if the taxpayers are paying for criminal stuff anyway. But I know it sounds crazy. Oh, you felt a power struggle between you and the ones that were there. Um, I don't mean to be rude, but you kind of had a power struggle going on at energy too. Maybe it was because you were a guy. I was a female. Um, Maybe it was because you don't have a criminal record and you're a guy that was there. I mean, I'm not sure, but I do believe they probably treated you different. Um, I'm not sure why they would find you threatening. They may have felt like you have more than they did. Um, I'm about to get the 2 liter out. Hold on. This is a killer. This cough has been so expensive. This cough has cost so much in over-the-counter medicine. It's ridiculous. And I went 2 years without going to the doctor, and I never got COVID, and I've never had a COVID test. When I went to a doctor about this cough, they didn't want to give me a COVID test. And that was in the ER. I don't know what power struggle you were having, but sometimes power struggles are gender related, and a lot of times it's the same gender. Only a few that I was paying attention to. Well, I don't know what to say about that. There was no SLS, so none of them were strong enough to trigger the joint movements. I got COVID a year ago, and I've had, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That's horrible. Oh my gosh. I don't know why you were having power struggles. I wasn't even paying attention to you. I was so focused on what I was doing and to try to get out of there because of where we had to park. Within a month, I'm so sorry. That's horrible. That's horrible. Any more questions, Sean, or anybody? I'm not going to stay on much longer because I'm choking. It's like taking a pill doesn't feel like it does much. It feels like the liquid does more. And I need to get some. I'll probably go get some when I get off the live feed. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. No angels. Well, I don't know what to say about that, but I'm pretty sure you're going to heaven. I'm pretty sure, like, I got good vibes from you. I don't know why they weren't there or you couldn't see them. That's, like, not cool. I'm sorry that happened to you. That's crazy, and that's a lot for your body to go through. Like, I don't think many people could have survived that. So you live because you have a purpose. Maybe you have more than 9 lives. You know what I'm saying? Oh, cool. Cool. I believe in angels too. But yeah, if you have a guardian angel, they were there. I just don't know why you didn't see them. I have more faith in like Jesus. I'm not religious. I don't go to church. But I will say I got a crew. I got a crew that is like my spirit guides, my ancestors, and all that stuff. And so I don't worship them, but sometimes I'll ask them to intervene or help and go take care of something for me. But maybe it was your guardian angel that kept bringing you back. Um, so I'm sorry you got COVID though. That's horrible. Um, my oldest son's father almost died from it. Wow, it's like Harry Potter dying is quicker than falling asleep. Wow, I've never thought of that. It's true. Hi, Myers Paranormal. What is your opinion on the Mexican Mother Mary and the Aztec Mary? What? The Aztec Mary. The Mother Mary. Was the Mexican Mother Mary. Well, I thought it was the Mexican Mother Mary, but it's actually the Lady of Guadalupe. But I don't want to get into a religious talk. But I think it was St. Rose Cemetery and I don't know if it was Lockport, Illinois, or somewhere near Joliet, Homer Glen or something. It was across the street from that prison cemetery, and they had a statue of the Mother Mary, life size, that was dark skinned, but they made her lips bright, so it looked like she had dark tan with white lipstick. But oh yeah, hi. Oh yeah, about that religious stuff. Myers Paranormal. um, but I guess real quick, religiously, that a dark Mother Mary makes sense to people who believe in Our Lady of Guadalupe. So that has a lot to do with the symbolism that was on the shroud or whatever that cloth that got the painting or whatever you want to call on it. So anyway, that was interesting. I even made a comment like Mother Mary has a tan. Maybe I think it's even in the title of the video. But I hope Myers Paranormal is going to do another video soon. I tried out that necrophonic today, and my favorite ghost said, "I love you." He's a little 2-year-old. I'm not. This channel's not like all about paranormal. It's sometimes, but I do get a lot of it. And so sometimes it's paranormal, but it's mostly a cemetery channel. There's a lot of old videos from back in the day. I was like trying to be all spiritual and get connected and all this crazy stuff. When the truth is, there's like too many people talking about being spiritual. I came to a point where I felt like I didn't have to talk about it anymore. Any secret game from the worldwide found? Yeah, I think it was called Geocache, Geocache, Geocache. I don't understand it, but it had some fishing stuff in it. It was a pill bottle like this, like a big fat pill bottle, and it was an official game piece. It was attached to a fence in a cemetery. Obviously, it said "Do not disturb." All that means when you see it is do not take it off the fence. It does not mean don't open it. If you see something that says official game piece, obviously you can open it. There was some kind of rock in there that had a Facebook page you can tag that you found the rock and put a picture on it. It had some like map thing, some game thing. I don't remember everything, but there was fishing stuff. there was a lot in this tiny thing. Oh, cool. Myers Paranormal is going to do a Monday video. So going to do a live video. I can't get the chat back open. So I only saw a part of the message, Myers Paranormal. But I am excited to see another video for you. And I saw on your channel that you highlight other channels that are on my channels that I watch as well. So, wow, that's cool. That's neat. Oh gosh, I forget what your channel says. Something beings. Jamil. Do I feel weird about the grave because they used to be dead and stuff? Not really. I don't feel that way. A lot of people, even my sons, will say, Breathless Beings, Myers Paranormal. Jamil, I don't want to say your name wrong, but there's, I wish I could get all the chat back open. Can somebody repeat what they said? Because I lost the chat. Oh, do I feel weird that I'm standing over a grave? Not really. I don't think about them dead, and a lot of them could be dissolved or something like that. Sometimes I do think, like, overall, when I get to the cemetery, there's dead bodies all over the cemetery. But when I'm over a specific one, I don't feel that way. It doesn't scare me. I don't feel like it's something to be afraid of, but it's definitely something different, because when you're walking through the city, grocery shopping, all these things, you definitely are not walking over dead bodies like that. But some religions feel like, you know, when the dead are dead, that you don't have any business messing with the dead. Some religions feel like the dead have no business messing with the living. Some religions think if you see something moving or you see something paranormal, not to look that direction. But I don't feel that way. There's countries where they burn the bodies because they're so superstitious about them being buried. Oh, yeah, Myers Paranormal. You're right. Good answer, and thank you for responding to them in chat. Their essence is still there, that they were there. I don't know if their DNA is still there. Some of them, and I guess now, they stick some coffins inside of vaults before they drop the vault in. So, you know, so nothing can eat it and they don't ever dissolve. So those people are definitely there. But there were and there still are people that get buried in wood coffins. So Myers Paranormal, does it bother you at all that you know, people have passed away, or do you ever feel like a weird vibe or something? I wonder if there's anybody buried below that has not aged or decayed at all. I want to know how many people are buried that look like the day they got buried, because I would guess there's quite a bit. But so, here's something for anybody who's anywhere else besides Illinois. There are cemeteries that where somebody was buried, but above their grave is like a pole and some kind of tube or phone on it. And in the grave, it goes into the coffin, and in the coffin, they have a bell. So if they were buried alive, they could hit the bell, and the person above them could hear it. And the reason why they did that is because they were able to dig somebody up they were able to actually save that was buried alive. I don't know how that all happened. Abraham Lincoln, Scotty, looks like he just died. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's crazy. From my understanding, I don't know if it's I think it's embalmers. Back in the day, they used to have their own recipe for whatever it is they used to use it embalm. And a lot of these, like now, I imagine they buy it from some kind of business. The stuff already made. I have no idea. Back in the day, they used to make their own mix. Oh, wow. It was opened in 1901. Scotty said Abraham's grave or coffin was open and that he looked the same. Sean, are you there? Sean. So forgot what I was talking about earlier, but talking about, I don't remember exactly. I'm sure I'll remember some other time, but we were at the Oh, embalmers, thank you. The embalmers used to have their own recipe mix, and a lot of the embalmers would take the recipe with them. And imagine the embalmers that were embalming all these people who got these people to look like they never died. But guess what? That embalmer's gone with his recipe for that mix. So yeah, embalmers, you're right. That may have been why, especially if it was done multiple times. Sean, I don't know what you're talking about. A mistress grave. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't know what a mistress grave is. You said that you forgot their name. But I guess the embalmers took it to the grave with them. If people use wood. Okay. Forgot the name. We were at the Lincoln's first love. Ruth Rutledge. RUTHLED Rutledge GE. She was buried. Scotty got right. Ruth Rutledge was buried under a tree, a tulip tree, tulip like a flower. And the tree has some kind of things. Yes, that's what it is. Yes. The trees have a lot going on the top, like metal and stuff. They say it's supposed to catch the lightning rods to keep the tree alive. And no, it was his first girlfriend, his first love. Yeah, Sky got that right, but Sean, you're right. So if people use wood coffin, they had to be buried without embalming within 24 hours. That's crazy, Meyer Paranormal. But Anne Rutledge is buried under a tree, tulip tree. It's huge. And about 30 feet away is, a memorial rock with a poem for Anne Rutledge that Abraham wrote for her about how they may have not been married here, but they were married in spirit forever. Somebody said that who ended up marrying was crazy, but I really don't know the history. But people may have been more crazy back then. That is in the fluid's hazardous. That's why you have to have a vault. You're totally right, Myers Paranormal. The chemicals of embalming is hazardous. Isn't his lawyer around there too? I think it was a female. I don't remember her name. He had a lot of friends there. Like almost all his best friends were in that cemetery. I think it's called Oakland Cemetery in Petersburg, Illinois. It's a giant cemetery, huge, with wooded areas all the way around it. It would be easy for someone to get lost in there. Joshua Speed, thank you. Yeah, somewhere in there. Don't know exactly where. His friends are scattered all over the place. There's little wooden blue signs that have the person's name. There's also little arrows from the roads that direct point, like in the section that his friend would be. And there was some doctors there. There's somebody called Samuel Hill. It's not useless, but you should probably write a book. Oh, you wouldn't get lost in a cemetery. Mentally, I can find myself if I've been there once. So if I've been in a section of a cemetery, I can find my way back. But the first time I might get lost. But once I've seen it once, I know how to get there. It's not that hard for people who have been in cemeteries. It might be hard for somebody who doesn't go to cemeteries to get lost, especially in the large ones that have like so many roads. There's a Asian man who is buried in oh yeah, hold on, I'll remember the drug stuff. There's a Asian guy somewhere in oh wow, his grave says, "Tell me a joke." So I have a video where I was like, oh, you want to know a joke? I was like, how about this? We play The Price is Right. And The Price was Right was just going grave to grave, putting coins on it. Oh, I got lost. I was in the dark, Sean. He said I got lost when he lost his shoes. That is a live stream of Cemetery at Night in the dark. And it just felt like we were in different universes. You and I. University of Illinois. Yes. I don't remember the name of the cemetery. I'm going to go back there for a lot of reasons. But I'm going to have to make it a day trip so I can spend all day in that one cemetery. It's on a college campus. Does anybody want to ask anything or talk to each other? I'm going to have to log or get off of this live feed pretty soon because I'm choking. And I need to go to the store and get medicine before they close. It's a very small town. Everything closes. Am I empath, Scotty? Yes, I am an empath. It works for me and against me. Oh, yeah, folks call the authorities for nighttime cemeteries. Am I empath? I do have videos on this channel that have to do with being an empath, a highly sensitive person. I have one about my theory on deja vu and daydreaming. If you look up empath, but you put my channel name on the end on YouTube, it'll pull those up. I think I have playlists that say empath or something like that, but I've been like that since I was born. I was super psychic when I was born. When I was 4 years old, I could predict storms that would tear it up. So I was like watching the news. I could tell you where the next storm was, and it really happened. And then as I got older, my father started playing games with me where he would have me get on the phone with one of his friends that live across the country, and I would have to answer what what was different about them. And it might have been, I might have said, oh, they just got a haircut today, or oh, what's different is they're wearing this, or something like that. And my father introduced me to Ouija board, and that's when I started to run away from it. So I didn't start reconnecting with myself and getting into my spiritual side until I was really in my 30s, and I'm 42, almost 43. So I think you're an empath. And I think, Scotty, that your abilities have probably been amplified for the fact that your body has been through so much, and you've been in life and in death. So, but I have a feeling you're going to live for a while, so you should probably make plans to do something fun, or some long-term goal or hobby or something that other people could buy, maybe could sell something. You have deja vu moments. Myers Paranormal. Ouija boards are yeah. My father, he was mean. He would beat me up. He almost killed me. He almost killed my sister. And I got caught throwing the Ouija board in a dumpster. Oh, he beat me up. I got scars all over my lips and my face. You can't see because I'm pale from getting hit in the face all the time. I have a scar up here too. So I did try to fight it, but when I think I was 21, I lost the love of my life to another woman, which is every man I've ever been with. And I started to get depressed and suicidal, and I started chasing vampires. And I was chasing vampires. I was coming across werewolves, but I was chasing vampires. And let me tell you, there's a lot going out there. And seeing stuff like that forces you to open your eyes. Sean, I have my... Oh, yeah. Sean's talking about the Ouija board and demons. Maybe you're not supposed to know an answer. Maybe if you know something from the Ouija board, will stop you from doing something that could save a life. Excuse me. Sometimes knowing something doesn't make it meant to be. Or maybe knowing it's going to put you in danger. Like, what if there's a spiritual mob like the mafia, and somebody in the spirit on the Ouija just told you something you're not supposed to know? Well, that spiritual mafia is going to come after you, possess you, take over stuff in your life, whatever. So there's some answers. Maybe I don't think that's the best way to communicate, because I feel like the way the board is made is automatically connecting to negativity on the other side. Sometimes the way things are designed creates or attracts negativity. Like, if you think about the Hellraiser movies have the puzzle box. Well, that design creates the doorway to this place. So I think it's the way that the Ouija board was designed. I forget what they're called. I think it's called placard. I can't say it right, but it's the thing that you use to get the words. Might be because of that as well. Thank you for a thumbs up. I hope I didn't miss a person that did that. So if everybody wants to start saying goodbye to each other, I'm going to have to log off because I need to get to the store before they close. But I appreciate the company. I'm glad this is a safe place for people to talk and other channels to get better ideas from each other. And I hope that people subscribe to the Myers Paranormal. And Myers Paranormal, I noticed that your tag for your channel is your name with a button and 4081. I had to take the numbers off my name, but you can edit it to where it's just your channel name and you don't have those 4 numbers at the end. Good night, Scotty. Hugs. Bye, Sean. Oh, Myers, my dad was a preacher. Okay. Oh, cool. You just recently came in acting crazy. Oh, yeah, Myers saw somebody possessed. Yeah, so thank you very much, everybody. I hope you have a good night, and I hope to see you soon. Oh, yeah, Sean says, everybody have a good day. Thank you. Love you too. Bye. Bye, Sean.